Greetings, salutations. Welcome to this midday power surge, Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. This is your spiritual oasis on this pilgrim journey. Safe to Serve International, first-time viewers, welcome to this midday power surge. For years, I have preached the prophecies of Daniel and the Revelation. I've also paid specific focus on the prophecies in Revelation chapter 13, showing us a Sunday law, the mark of the beast, is soon to be enforced. I've also read, studied, preached from the Spirit of Prophecy, specifically a statement in Testimonies for the Church, Volume 5, page 452, that says, the Sunday movement is now making its way in darkness. The great question is, where is that Sunday movement making its way in darkness? Well, friends, contextually, it will be in the United States of America. Based on Revelation 13, 11 through verse 17, the Sunday law begins first in America. So in America, that Sunday movement is making its way in darkness. Understand this perspective today. The Bible tells us in verse 11 through verse 17 of Revelation 13, Protestant America forms an image, apostate Protestant, an image to the first beast, the papacy, in verse 1 through verse number 10. Here's my point. An image is a reflection of a substance. The substance in this sense is the papacy. Apostate Protestant America forms an image and enforces the Sunday law first. Here's my point. The substance, contextually, the beast, the papacy, presently Pope Francis, is publicly and aggressively calling for Sunday rest by law to heal the world's wounds. That means the Sunday law is nearer to be enforced in America than many of us believed. Pope Francis is not going to be the one to enforce Sunday first by law. It's apostate Protestant America. The Pope is no longer speaking inconspicuously, in uncertain terms, oh no, publicly, without mincing words, with great candor. Look at this, friends. There it is. Volume 5, page 451. It begins in America first, the mark of the beast. Sunday rest by law. And what, friends? It is making its way in darkness here in America. That's why I say objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Closer than they appear. And the biblical incident that comes to mind is 1 Samuel chapter 17 with Goliath of Gath, that Philistine. And Goliath, my friends, was publicly challenging the Hebrews, the Israelites, to a battle, a war. When you read 1 Samuel chapter 17, the context of that war was over worship. If I, Goliath, he said, conquers your champion, then you serve us. And vice versa, if we should lose, we serve you. The context was worship. Serve is synonymous to worship in the Bible. Matthew chapter 4, verse 8 through verse 10. The Pope today is modern day Goliath. So where is the modern day David? Do you know what's striking? What would those 5 smooth stones represent that David had? Secondly, if you look at the context of 1 Samuel 17, David a youth, that's important. David did not challenge Goliath until He was anointed. That's 1 Samuel 16. So who are the modern day Davids? Young people, of course, young at heart, of course, but those who receive the unction of God's Holy Spirit, those who receive the former and latter rain power. Oh, I long for this. How about you? And as we receive it by God's grace, let's so live to retain it. If that's clear, my friends, send in the amens. Now let's take a look at the modern day Goliath, publicly, aggressively calling for Sunday rest by law for the earth. Rest, the Pope is using the word Jubilee. And what does Jubilee mean? All right, friends, take a look at this. As I said before, the Proverbs say, you will never see smoke without fire. Do you remember in 2015, the Pope called for a year of mercy, the Jubilee year? That's rest. Pope Francis kisses, not kisses. There's an article where he actually kissed the door and opened the door. That was still in my mind. Nevertheless, Pope Francis kicks off year-long Jubilee of mercy. Notice now, friends, what the Pope says. Clear as day. He says 2020 marks the the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. That's why he's so aggressive now. 2020 marks the 50th anniversary of Earth's Day. Now, you know this is pantheism. It's earth worship. It's nature worship. Sunday for the nature, the earth. Notice, friends, the Pope has 5 verbs that he used. And all 5 verbs begin with the letter R. Notice the counterfeit. In the 4th commandment of God's Decalogue, the 10 commandments, which one of those 10 commandments begin with the letter R, a word which begins with R? The 4th commandment, the Sabbath commandment, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Look at this, friends. The Pope's 5 verbs, blue words. He developed his message around these 5 verbs. What are they? Remember, return, rest, restore, and rejoice. And notice red words at the bottom. He recalled. That's the first remember. Remember, recall. He recalled that God set aside the Sabbath. A counterfeit. What Sabbath is the Pope talking about? There it is, my friends. Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath. It's not even a Jewish Sabbath. It's God's Sabbath, which he gave to Adam and Eve before there was even a Jew, a Hebrew, Israelite. The counterfeit, my friends. Clear, Laudato Si. The Pope now says that Sunday is the true rest. Anything besides Sunday is the false rest. This is modern day Goliath. Look at this, friends. It's right there on the screen. The Pope says, remember to keep holy the Lord's Day. The Pope says, we must gather. We must rest on Sunday. Blue words. All right. Then he says now, he pointed out that there was a false rest and true rest. Think about that, my friends. Sunday, the Pope calls the true rest. Anything else, even God's 7th-day Sabbath, is now, according to the Pope, a false day of rest. Is this war, my friends? War. Modern day Goliath. Where is David? The anointed ones. Where are they, my friends? That's why we have come to midday power surge. The Pope then said that this Sunday rest, Sunday Jubilee for the earth, it must be national, it must be international. There it is, my friends. National and international legislation. And not only is the Pope pushing this, It says the ecumenical family of churches, the ecumenical family of religions, national, international, Sunday Jubilee, Sunday rest. Come on, friends. Can we not see this? We are here, clear as day. And now it goes on, the Pope says he's calling for Climate Sunday. What, friends? Climate Sunday. Climate Sunday. And the Pope and the ecumenical churches and religions are actually launching this movement. Every single church, every religion must keep a Climate Sunday worship between Sunday, September 6th, 2020. There it is. Through Sunday, September 5th, 2021. A whole year of keeping Climate Sunday. Then they said blue words. Then they will pray for bold action and courageous leadership at the COP26 UN climate talks in Glasgow in November 2021. What happened in Paris 2015? Now they're calling for what began is now to reach its culmination. Here's my point. Again, I say, the Sunday law will not be enforced by the United Nations first. It begins in America first, Revelation 13:11-17. Since the Pope, Satan, their allies, the UN, the ecumenical religions are calling for this to take place Sunday, Climate Sunday, from now until 2021, November 2021. It shows that they're not speaking in darkness anymore. It's public. That means the Sunday movement is even nearer, closer, sooner to be enforced in America than many of us believe. There it is, my friends. Is the point clear? Is the point clear? And what says Romans chapter 13? What says Romans chapter 13 and verse 11 through verse 14? It's high time to awake out of sleep. For now your salvation is nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent. No more speaking in darkness. The day is at hand. Let us get prepared, my friends. It is now. It is now. Now, since it begins in America, and it's making its way in darkness in America, friends. But outside of America, the papacy, the UN, her allies are speaking boldly, calling for Sunday rest by law, nationally and internationally. That means the Pope, Satan, and their allies have to create more pestilences, more calamities. We're in America. Because the Pope is now saying we need Climate Sunday rest, a Jubilee for the earth, rest for the earth, Sunday rest for the earth, because the pestilence COVID-19 showed us we need the earth to rest. That means calamities, pestilences must increase where? Look at the screen. Great Controversy, page 589. They will become more frequent and more disastrous in America. Calamities, pestilences, and then comes what? Sunday rest by law. Let the Pope tell you now, friends. There it is. The Pope says we must use the pandemic to give the environment a vital rest. Since it begins in America, what must we expect to come to America then? Is the point clear? More pestilences, Pandemic 1, pandemic 2, pandemic 3, more calamities. We haven't seen anything yet. Do you know, this just came to my mind. Proverbs 22 verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hides himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. The same words are written again in Proverbs 27 and verse number 12. Are we prudent or are we the foolish, the simple? Move on. The Pope goes on to say, and friends, here is where I'm going to give you now the confirmation for the verbiage, the statement in the title of this midday power surge. Now we are seeing the Sunday Jubilee Pope acting as a physician. The Sunday Jubilee, Sunday rest, Jubilee. The Sunday Jubilee Pope is acting as a physician. Question, what does a physician do? He heals. What does a physician do? He cures. Are these not the two words the Pope is promoting and preaching? We must enforce Climate Sunday, Sunday rest, to heal the world's problems, to cure for creation. The Pope is claiming he is a physician. I never saw this statement from the Spirit of Prophecy in this light. I'm going to drive this nail into a sure place. Look at this, friends. There it is. The Pope drawing attention to Earth's fragility is a hallmark of the Pope's papacy. Watch this now. He says he's taking responsibilities and calling everyone to do likewise, to heal and cure for the environment, just as he wrote in his 2015 encyclical called Laudato Si. Did the Pope use those two words? All right. Look at the first sentence. Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is meant to be a day which heals. Sunday, my friends. Last phrase, black words, blue words, underline. It motivates us to greater concern for nature and the poor. Is concern synonymous to cure? Yes, it is. Notice now, heal and cure, Sunday worship, great controversy, page 589 now. Potent. It says, while appearing to the children of men as a great physician, a great what? Physician who can heal. There's your word. All their maladies. He will bring disease and disaster until populous cities are reduced to ruin and desolation. Not only Bill Gates, not only Fauci, not only the World Health Organization, not only the CDC and other institutions. It's the Pope I'm talking about, my friends, acting as a great physician who can heal the world's maladies, clear as day. But notice, we're told it's the same person that is bringing the disease and disaster. So when the Pope said now, headline, use the pandemic to bring about Sunday rest, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. It makes sense. And what is the end game? What is the outgrowth of this? Second paragraph, it says, underline words, he will bring a new and more exalted system of religious faith. What is that new religious faith? The Pope told us it is Sunday rest by law. And again, since the Pope is publicly making these statements, Sunday rest by law, and behind the scenes creating the calamities, what we call Hegelian dialectic. Do you see it? Thesis, antithesis, then synthesis. The triangle, the dialectic triangle. All right, friends, it is nearer in America than many of us believe. I'm going to switch gears. to Australia. Look what happened in Australia and think what's coming to America. Listen. Australia, someone was arrested, a family arrested. Why? Because the wife and mother protested against the policies to combat COVID-19, the lockdown, which is unconstitutional, stripping away your rights, freedoms, liberty of conscience. Listen.
Look, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings, but there is rubbish everywhere. Let's start with this.
You guys are doing this. Yeah, you can show me your search warrant before you go through my house.
You're the occupier or tenant?
Yeah, I own this house.
Yeah, it is. No, it's a search warrant.
Search warrant for what?
Yeah, well,
Clip number 2. Search warrant for what?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
right. Now, you're under arrest in relation to incitement.
Incitement?
Yeah. Now, you're not obliged to say or do anything, but anything you say or do may be given evidence.
Excuse me, incitement for what? What on earth? Excuse me, what on earth?
Friends, before I play clip number 3, write these 2 scriptures down. Luke chapter 23, verse 1, verse 2. When they captured Jesus, that was the same charge they leveled against Christ. He was perverting the nation. Acts 24, verse 5. They labeled Paul as a ringleader, creating sedition against the government. Clip number 3.
Can you record this? I'm in my pajamas.
What's this?
I have an ultrasound in an hour.
Yeah, she's pregnant, so...
I'll take it easy.
What's this about?
I have an ultrasound
Just let me
in an
finish.
hour.
Let me finish and I'll explain. It's in relation to a Facebook post, in relation to a lockdown protest you put on for Saturday.
Yeah, and I wasn't breaking any laws by doing that.
You are actually. You are breaking all. That's why I'm arresting you in relation to
In
incitement.
front
How
of
can
my
you
children.
arrest her?
A Facebook post. Again, I did not read the post, so on the surface, I am not justifying what she wrote. I'm ignorant of what she wrote. The point here is because she protested against the lockdown. Do you see what happened? What's coming for us as we protest against Sunday rest by law? Clip 4. Listen, friends.
2 children.
Can't you just say to her, take the post down? Like, come
I'm
on.
happy to delete the post. This is
That's
ridiculous.
right.
Yeah.
But I have to give you these caution rights. You understand?
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
not-
Like, I'm
you're
happy
not
to
obliged
delete
say
the
do
post. This is
anything.
ridiculous. Like,
Anything you
this is
say
in front of me. That's
may be
fine.
giving evidence. You understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. But my 2 kids are here. I have an ultrasound in an hour. Like, I'm happy to
Let me
delete
finish.
the post.
You also have
Can I not just delete the post? I didn't actually do something. Friends, this is a crisis. It's happening in Australia. But where does the Sunday law begin? In America, with persecution for God's dissenters. Revelation 13, 15 through 17. It's closer here than in the land down under. Clip 5.
understand those rights.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is a bit unfair. Come on, mate.
No, we
What about she just doesn't do the event? Like, it's not like she's done it.
well,
She made a
you've
post.
already committed the offence. So I'm not going to.
So that's an offence.
Now, the search warrant entitles us, and we're required to seize any computers, any mobile devices you have.
Earth?
Any computers and
That's fine. Can I just
let me finish. Let me finish. Any mobile telephone you've got, okay? So what we want is any mobile telephone you've got.
You don't need that.
It's actually my sister's phone. It's not
Yeah,
mine.
it's her sister. So.
Doesn't matter. Any device in this house we're taking.
This is
Well,
ridiculous.
you're not taking my phone.
Every device, cell phones, doesn't matter if it belongs to you or not. It's clear, draconian, invasive, intrusive. Listen, clip 6.
Well, thankfully, I'm not the only Australian who thinks this is appalling, disgusting and disgraceful. A pregnant woman forced into tears, handcuffed in her pyjamas in front of her children. I think it's in Ballarat for quote-unquote incitement. The only person guilty of incitement is the Premier of Victoria. And his outlandish grab for power, his disdain of any accountability, is forcing people to behaviour simply designed to take back their freedom. This woman is a victim of the inexcusable and unlimited powers given to the Victorian police. Everyone knew it had come to this. You can only push people so far.
Everyone knew it would come to this. But again, it's going to be worse, and it begins in America. It's so bold elsewhere. And because it's not as draconian here, we think we have much time. The Sunday movement is making its way in darkness. May I move on? One way in which many will give up the truth and accept the false, accept the mark of the beast, accept Sunday rest by law, is to be able to buy and sell. It's to be able to eat. That's Revelation 13, verse 15 through verse 17. Don't you forget, Esau sold his birthright for a pot of lentils, beans, legumes. Look at this, friends. Nations will accept the Sunday law from the Pope and enforce it in their country. Look at this. Fresh off the press. I forgot my date. Nevertheless, the Pope said yesterday, let the planet rest. Pope Francis calls for sustainable living. The Pope calls for canceling poor nations' debt amid climate crisis. What did Satan say to Jesus in Matthew chapter 4? All these things will I give unto you if you fall down and worship me. It's coming, my friends. Look at the screen. You saw someone fall? Babylon is falling. Is falling, my friends. Do you see it? Babylon is falling, is falling. And we're told in the book Maranatha, page 162, human laws will be made so stringent that men and women will not dare observe the seventh-day Sabbath for fear of wanting food and clothing. They will join with the world in transgressing God's laws. Question, are we now seeing no mask, no service? Are we now seeing no vaccine? That's coming. No service? Next. No Sunday worship, give up God's 7-day Sabbath. No buy or sell, no service. In closing, I'm going to ask you, how does a military prepare for battle? A spiritual battle is coming. Prayerfully, get a sheet of paper, get your writing instrument, and write down. How does a military prepare for battle? And in prayer, God will show you how you must be prepared for this coming very, very soon spiritual battle. But friends, God will take care of us. I'm going to pause right here and come back with part 2. Again, before you go to bed tonight, read Matthew chapter 6, verse 31 through verse 34. God will take care of you day by day, and each passing moment, strength I find, strength we will find.
Day by day, and with each passing moment, strength I find to meet my trials here, trusting in my Father's wise bestowment. I've no cause for worry or for fear. He whose heart is kind beyond all measure gives unto each day what he deems best. Lovingly is part of pain and pleasure, mingling toil with peace and rest.
Father in heaven, as your people send in their prayer requests, I pray that you'll answer your way and in your time. Grant us the peace of Jesus Christ. Like David, anoint us. that we may meet the coming crisis. Save us, Lord. Prepare us and our homes. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
As your days, your strength shall be in measure. This the pledge.